Good morning, everyone. This is Tuesday morning, Creating Calm Network. I'm Ann White, and I'm here with two gal pals, and we are having our morning coffee. So let me introduce you to who is sharing coffee with me. We have from her closet, as usual, Kathryn Magendie. Good morning, Kathryn.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, what's up? And I always ask you what books you have written because Kathryn is a published author of some great books. She's a great storyteller, and you always have this blank look on your face. So I did my research. I put on Amazon, and I can tell you that Kat is the author of a trilogy called The Graces, Secret Graces, Family Graces, and Tender Graces. And one of my favorites is The Lightning Charmer. I think that's the first one I read and got hooked. That's where she got on my radar. Sweetie, oh, that's another one that just took me to the mountains. And then there's a whole flock of wonderful short stories, Girls on Fire, Woman Inside and Out, The Three Abundance, let's see, Driving to Wellsburg, Tiny People. So, there you go. I did your work for you, Kat. Those are the books. And there may be more, but there's a clue that she is a great storyteller. So see, I was ahead of you, and you didn't have to think of your books.
I'm awesome.
You are awesome indeed, awesome indeed. And your boyfriend sitting in your underwear drawer, Pepito or whatever his name is doing good. He's still there holding down the underwear. Yeah. And Angie, how did I do? Did we finally get Kate to, we have her books there. We've mentioned them.
You did great.
And Angie's coming to us from Louisiana, and part of the show we're doing today is how to get your groove on. And Angie, before we get started, could you show us your bling?
Oh.
Bling yourself and your cleavage. There you go. Look at that. She just got her groove on this morning. You're grooving there. And
can you see my boots?
Got your cowboy boots on?
Yes, ma'am. I just kicked the dog.
Yeah, she kicked the dog, but you are a limber one as well. And and Angie is what she calls herself, a dabbler, but a talented artist. Right now, I'm just being fascinated by your photography. You are on a photography roll. Your photography is just...
It's been great. The skies, the weather, everything's been just hitting, so my camera's been busy lately.
Yeah, and you're a poet, and you do a lot of different graphic art, so you dabble with grace and wonder. So I love that. Speaking of cameras, do we have a camera yet from the closet?
No.
Your camera went for a swim. Okay, never mind.
It's gone. Yep. Nasty, gone.
It went swimming in the bayou. Yep. So together, as we have our coffee, sometimes as women do, we solve the problems of the world, or else we create them, one or the other, and some days we create more problems here. And so what I was going to suggest that we chat about today is getting our groove on, because some days we just wake up and we're off. We wake up, we don't have our groove on. And they say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Well, what if you just hate lemonade that day? So what are you going to do? And that's what we're going to be talking about. And tomorrow is my birthday. I turn 64, and that's kind of a rude way to wake up. I guess it's nice that you wake up. That's always good. So you wake up, but I don't feel 64. And I remember when my mom, when I would look at her and she was an old lady, she says, I don't feel like an old lady. I feel like I'm just still the same person I always was. So sometimes when I look in the mirror, I think, who are you and how did you get old? Because I still think I'm waiting to what am I going to be when I grow up. And maybe that's what keeps us feeling young, is thinking what we're going to be when we grow up. But so that's where I'm starting, because I didn't have my groove on yesterday. I was out of groove the whole day and had to get my groove back on. But do you ever look in the mirror, gals, and think, whoa, where was that beautiful person I knew? I don't know. Do you ever have mirror challenges like that, either one of you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just look in the mirror and say, you're hot, girl. You're hot.
No, that's not it. It's just that I don't care about that as much. I had to grow up with a beautiful, thin, identical twin sister, so the groove and the beauty has never been that big a deal to me. I'd rather have something on the inside, and that's what makes me happy and feel good, to do good things and have fun and create. Shut up, Kat.
Yeah, because she knows I'm exactly the. I'm all about. I want to look good. I'm always working out, and of course I come on here without any makeup. I put ridiculous looking pictures of myself on Facebook, make myself look ugly, and come on here without makeup, half discombobulated and tired, and I don't know. I say I care about what I look like, and then I do stuff like that. But I do like my body to look sexy and muscular, and so I do think about my looks, and I admire that. I try to be more like Angie and not think about my looks so much, because it's superficial, but I do. So but I do look in the mirror and go, what the hell happened to you? Sometime when I just pass myself, I'll like, who is that woman? But I don't worry about my age too much. Just I have my moments. But I do like to walk down the street and feel myself feeling strong, like my bones and my muscles, and I like to feel like I'm still sexy, even when I'm old.
Give us an arm shot, because you've got some great cuts. Can you give us like a muscle or?
No.
You'll see her picture on Morning Coffee, and she has great cuts, some good guns in her arm.
She don't want to show you because she got hairy armpits.
I do not. I am out to eradicate near about every hair on this body other than here and here. Yep.
Grow a little older and they fall out, and then they just grow on your chin. So, part of it, I think, though, is who you feel like on the inside. And I think that's why the mirror sometimes is shocking, because, like I say, on the inside, I feel like I've always felt. And so sometimes when I'll catch a reflection, it's like, oh, who is that person? Because I don't feel like that person. I feel like maybe my 30-year-old self, and I still feel like I have a world to conquer. And that's probably what helps me keep my groove on, is just the excitement and the wonder of every day. And I hope I never lose that, because I think once you lose the wonder, take your eyes for a walk. I always say, take your eyes for a walk. And that's probably what, Angie, you do with your camera, is when you take your eyes out for a walk, you see amazing stuff. So that's probably with your camera, your eyes are always made for wonder.
That's right. And it doesn't matter what age you are. That camera doesn't care or know how old you are. And you can still see and capture what's beautiful out there. Shut up, Kat!
I didn't say it. All I did is smile at you like, oh, she's right. I was smiling in encouragement and love and support and all that stuff.
Obviously, these two know each other and have a long history. So, roll with them.
Yeah, Kat's working out and being all beautiful, and Angie's the big huffalump and doesn't care. So that's why we're good friends.
My brother drags me to the gym a couple times a week, but he's kind of like I am, a little bit on the round side. So we drive to the gym, and we pass his wife, who walks the 2 miles to the gym every day, and he sits in the car like Puffalopagus. So, but at least we're going. But she thinks if you're going to the gym, walk the 2 miles. We stop for a milkshake on the way. We show up. So.
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah. Life sometimes turns out not the way we think it should, but it's still, if we can turn it and look at it, the wonder that it is. Because I lived my life like a grasshopper. I mean, wild winds, I just had the greatest life. And my journey doesn't look like from A to Z. You've seen pictures of my journey, highs and lows. But when I get to this age as a grasshopper, I wish I would have been a little more of an ant. And yet, by saving and planning for being this age, whoever thought I'd be this age? But the fact that I didn't opens up new opportunities to find creative ways to build that little nest now. And I know, Kat, you probably have a similar challenge because you are an author, and we know how authors are very rich and millionaires. And you're now living on a single income. So we sit here and we think these are like challenges, but they're challenges that I think open doors for opportunity. So that's part of what I think we get our groove on. Do you ever feel like the whole world you'll find these opportunities to create something different?
I sure hope so, because that is a scary thing, because whatever I have to do to make enough income to make it takes me away from what I love, and that's my art, my work, the soul and the heart of me is my writing, and I haven't, and the thought that I'm going to have to do something else to supplement that just scares me, because I'm afraid it's going to take me away from it, and I hate that. I do hate that. And it's not that I'm afraid of work, or it's just the book business is crazy. You just never know what you're going to make. It's real hard to sustain, yourself on that income, and even if you do for a while, it might not last. So yeah, but it is interesting to see what I might do and how that might work out. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. It's worth my freedom. It was worth my freedom, though.
Right.
And with that, that I gotta say. So
yeah, and seeing you, even though it's a scary thing, and I sit in the scary spot myself, you view it also as the wonder, and know that it'll be okay. And I think Kat has a good point, because I am not the great storyteller that she is, but I publish nonfiction books, and I'm working on 2 when I moved to Sheboygan after my life crashed, and was writing every day. And then when I thought I need to bring some income in, I work at a nice store in town. It's got a great ambience. It's on the river, but when I'm there, I'm not writing. And as I try to sustain a wedding business and different things I do, that again puts the roof over my head, I realize I haven't written in a very long time. And if writing is my passion, which it is, I shouldn't wait until the end of the day to try to fit it in, because then I don't have anything to give to my passion. So that's one of the challenges I'm facing, because I realize I haven't written in maybe 6 weeks. And the things I'm writing should be more daily, because it's telling the journey story of a life crash and moving to a place like Sheboygan. So yeah, that is a challenge, that things pull us away of what we need to be doing. I've got to work that one back in. But I will.
And you could write shorter things too. Have you tried poetry or vignettes?
Yes, I go to this group called Odd Ducks, and it truly is a bunch of odd ducks. And our leader makes it, because it's a writing group, she makes us write every week. Can you imagine? But it really is a great way of sharing time with people. So I think it's almost like a therapy group for me. But at the end, I have poems, and I just got published in Inner Child Press as one of the 3 poets of the month of August. So yeah, every now and then I pop out a poem.
It's like childbirth.
Yeah, pop out a poem.
Pop out a poem.
You're writing more than you think. You're writing more than you think, or you're simmering it. But yeah, making even 30 minutes a day before work or on your lunch break or whatever will keep your passion alive.
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Running from the closet, and I know you've got 4 projects you're running to pop and birth and labor with.
Yeah, I have some irons in the fire, but I haven't been writing, and it's causing me great pain and making me crazy. And the more I don't write, the more crazier I get. And I do impulsive things, and I get out there and I'm just like, and then I'll come in later on and I'll go, what the hell was that? What are you doing? Because I'm just get completely insane when I don't write, because I can't get all this stuff out of my head, and I'm not feeling centered, and I'm not feeling like myself, because my author self is, novelist is who I am. So when I'm not being true to that, I tend to go off in all directions. So I am not organized. I don't. Oh God, y'all don't want to know. Y'all just don't want to see the inside of this head.
You do your writing right in your closet?
I'm supposed to be writing in here, but I am thinking about. I have an opportunity to go on this little place over the water. This little like a little apartment that's available for a month for me to go be in this little place and write without any distractions, before I have to make these decisions like going to school or whatever I'm going to do. And I have the opportunity to do this for up to a month in September. So I am thinking about doing that, and just for that month writing the hell out of some whatever, and getting this at least one of my books done. So it's I got 30,000 words on it, so I could get it done. So I am thinking about doing that before. Why am I talking like this? Sound like I'm talking like this. But anyway, I'm thinking about doing that. So
Yeah, your books are sometimes set in the mountains of what, North Carolina or Appalachia, so you've been working on your books in your head.
This one, is set in this one's a weird book, so it's going to be set in a lot. It's going to be set in a lot of places. So we're doing this over the water. It's in Louisiana, so doing this over the water will be Louisiana waters will be a little different, so I can set part of it there as well. So,
right.
Yeah.
And then you'll have that crazy Louisiana bayou kind of energy. Louisiana has a lot of crazy energy, Angie, right?
Angie, she asked you a question.
My husband came in here naked and told me something, so I didn't hear either one of y'all.
Did you see her neck?
Don't come near the camera, please.
And speaking of her husband, Dennis Ledbetter, who currently is naked, who will not come near the camera now, please. We're going to have him, next week on Morning Coffee? We're inviting this man to come in and have coffee with us.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
And he is well, I guess I shouldn't say this about a naked man, a rising country western star. But he's got some great country and western music, and on top of some charts, so it's going to be wonderful to get to meet Dennis Ledbetter next week. And he's a brave man to come on Morning Coffee with us.
Yes, indeed. He's used to being around me and Kat, but only for small bits of time. He can't stand the cray-cray that comes out when we're together.
Now, Kat, when you're writing, if you take that place in Louisiana for a month, will you be seeing Angie, or are you going to have to put up the Do Not Disturb sign on your door?
Angie is always welcome in my writing world, because she would knows we do really well together, because we know how to be calm and quiet and leave each other alone, but I also know when one of us got the crazies that we can deal with that too. So I'll be close enough within an hour of Angie, so I could visit her or she could visit me, and so she would be welcome in that. Very few would be welcome in that inner sanctum of that place, because I got to have some.
That's what she said.
Wait, what?
That's what she said.
Let me turn back to our topic, since we've the show's half over and we haven't hit our topic yet. But how do you power up yourself, Angie? You're probably a good power upper. You woke up out of bed one day and you just don't have your groove going. Life seems to be dark and you just woke up crabby. How do you get that power up to make it a beautiful day?
Okay, first there has to be a pot of good, strong, dark roast coffee, and then I can get going. I'm going to take myself out of the house or whatever area is causing me not to feel good. I'll probably say a bunch of prayers, sorry, Kat, and then I'll go do something creative, and then if that still doesn't work, I'll come home and cook, because something about the chopping, the making something that's good makes me feel good.
Yeah, and so that's one way to get yourself powered up if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed or just in a crabby sort of mood. Kat, do you have a way that you kind of find your inner power? Because I think you probably don't like to sit around grumpy. So what do you do if all of a sudden you wake up and you got a grump going?
Work out. I go for a run, and that's what does it for me. That's why I got my workout clothes on now, because I got a lot of stuff on my mind, and when I run and I blast the techno dance music in my brain, that's what helps me to get centered. You know, I mean, I got to have coffee and all that, but that stops me, the crazies, from taking over too much, because all I think about is that running and the music, and it kind of, and that helps me. That's what does it for me. So.
Well, I wish I had something like that. Yeah, nope, that's not it for me. Again, we start with our drug of choice, and usually for me, I need to get outside. And if it's a rainy day, that's okay. You know, I might get in the car and drive down to the beach and watch the rain on the beach, because a rainy day to me is a beautiful day. I'm just not going to go sit outside in it. And, you know, people think I'm crazy. So I'll take the dogs down to the beach and watch it. But it's changing the energy. And sometimes even changing the energy, and this is weird, but I'll flap. I'll flap around the house. You know, just move. Maybe that's like the running for you, Kat, but I just figure if I have energy just hanging on me that I don't like, I'll do like a wet dog wiggle or some kind of a Macarena around the house, or just something really silly. You know, that's why I live alone. But it kind of makes me laugh, and it changes energy, I think. You know, it shakes away.
Note to self, do never get in a room with Kat. And she's dancing, interpretive dancing to techno music, and Anne, who's flapping around.
Yeah, you can do the interpretive dance. I really just flap. There's a lot of flapping when I dance, but I think the flapping kind of scares the energy away and brings the good juju on. So yeah, I'm a flapper. And you're a techno interpretive dancer.
Yeah, I do some stuff that should not be seen in public when I'm by myself with that music. Wait, that came out wrong. Anyways.
And on the treadmill, you're kind of a wild woman too, right?
I am. I jump and skip and hop and fly in the air. I can't do that as much on my brother's treadmill, but as I do. So what I've been doing, since he has a smaller treadmill, is jumping off the treadmill and just going to town, you know, doing all my thing, and then jumping back on the treadmill and running.
Kathryn, you remember this at the Monteleone in New Orleans?
I do remember the Monteleone in New Orleans doing that. Yes, I do remember.
And you have something on your head. Why, Angie?
And that's Kat did her interpretive dance in the Monteleone when we were at a writers' conference. She got a napkin and put it on her head. Interpretive hillbilly dance, and it's forever engraved on my brain.
Well, I am a hillbilly, so I'm allowed to do that. Yeah, my feet have Appalachian soul all embedded in them, because with my barefoot hillbilly self.
But you know, bare feet on the earth is really like their energy sources. So you're really picking up the earth energy. There you have it. She's got her boots and you've got your toes. And you know, so part of a holistic healing, and again, Kat, sorry for this, but part of a holistic healing is to put your bare feet on the earth and earth energy. It's called earthing. They even have an expression for it. So you can go out and earth.
I like the earth.
Yeah.
I like my feet on it. I do like to go barefooted. So.
But I bet if you could fly, you would.
What
do you think? I think she would fly if she had wings.
She definitely would fly. She'd be flying around in circles. And
I often dream it. You know, I often dream it, but I would have to be some kind of great bird, you know, like something powerful, you know, like a falcon or a hawk or something like that, something that flies with power. I wouldn't want one of those little graceful little birds or some little old.
I don't picture you as a hummingbird, no. But I've seen your pictures as you're howling at the moon and the wolves and the wolf woman, and I think, you know, if you just took off a little airborne, that would be fine too.
Oh, a wolf with wings. That's what yeah, a wolf bird. I need to draw me one of those, Angie.
You don't want to encourage her. You don't want to
Well,
encourage
she got enough critters floating around in that head.
You know, one thing I think about our moods is that we should treat them, for example, if we're in a crummy mood, we shouldn't sneeze on people with our crumminess because we don't want to make a crummy epidemic. But when we're in a good mood, then it's good to just spread that everywhere we go. And I don't know if you know people, but when they're in a bad mood, they want everybody to be in a bad mood. They're just nasty. So one of the things I try to do if I know that I'm in a kind of a crabby mood is really keep it as private as I can. You know, I might share with a friend that I'm a little out of sorts, but I think we have an obligation not to go out into the world and just sneeze our crumminess on people. So, but if we have a smile, I think it's good to share that smile, and that's another way to get out of a bad mood is go out and put, even if it's a pretend smile on your face, after about the third time, it's going to catch on and you're going to feel better. But I don't know, even when I see people at the stores who are like a checkout clerk who's being in a real nasty mood, don't you just itch to make them feel better?
Yeah.
I bet it's sort of like a challenge.
Wave to them and say, "Oh," to an ugly, mean driver. Do something to help them get out away from themselves because misery does love company.
Yeah, so I find that as a challenge. When I meet a crabby person, I'm just, the gauntlet's thrown. I'm going to see if I can shake up their energy, even if I have to clap in front of them.
See, and sometimes I'm like, well, you can just kiss my ass. And then I'll go stomping off, and then I'll go back and say, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did that when I went to get my eyes checked, and that woman just irritated me, and I was so cranky and crabby with her, and I was just like, I am never coming back to this place. Y'all can kiss my ass. And I went outside and got about, quarter mile down the road, and I was like, well, dang. And I had to call her back and say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. But because I can't stand to be mean to people or have people think, that I'm rude. And I guess it was just the way I was raised. Maybe it's a Southern thing, but I can't stand to be rude to people. I can't, or that I might have made somebody feel bad, or she might have forgot about my butt as soon as I walked out the door, but I couldn't stand the thought of it, so I had to call her back. So, but I can't get in people think, oh, I'm this sweet little, but I can get I can do a kiss my ass, like, with the best of them.
Or maybe it's your bahonkus.
My what?
Bahonkus.
That's Angie's word, bahonkus. Yeah, she's more polite than I am. I just say ass. I'm unrefined many times,
Well, I'll tell you what, our time flew by. I know Kat's got a million things to do and she wants to get out and start running. So next week, we have the legendary country western singer-songwriter Dennis Ledbetter to join us. And Angie, what should we, any ideas on how we should treat Sir Dennis?
Oh, Lord, he'll take over and run it so you don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, and are you going to be sitting side by side during this while Kat and I pick on him?
I'm going to be sitting behind him so I can muffle him or gag him or whatever needs to be done.
Now, let that rein go free. Let him just say whatever he wants.
Oh, you know that he does.
And just make sure he's dressed for morning coffee. And so, Angie, what is your bright spot for anyone who's listening? Your pearl of Angie wisdom. How should they go out and live their Tuesday with vibrancy and excitement?
Do something nice for yourself and do something nice for somebody else. That's it.
That's it. It's maybe you get a little sign like the button share tape on mouth or whatever. Anyway, that's right. And Kat just got another text that said, "Thank you for last night. You were good."
Wrong number. Wrong number.
Of course I am. What other text would I get? I don't know.
Obviously. Well, you go out and shake up the world and just shake up that energy down there in Texas. And we look forward to seeing you next week.
All right.
Okay. And thank you for tuning into the Creating Calm Network. This is Morning Coffee, where 3 talented and beautiful and vibrant women sit around having coffee and solving or creating the problems in their lives. So we'll see you next week, where we have Dennis Ledbetter, a country western legend, and we're going to ask him all sorts of anything you ever wanted to know. We're going to ask him. So take care. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.